and 3 classwork together, and it's still talking about triangles like we did the other day. But today we're going to talk about naming triangles and different things like that. So if you look at the front of your classwork, it says measure of angle 1. That's what this means. Measure of angle 1. Measure of angle 2 plus 3 equals 4, 5, and 6, which equals 7, 8, and 9, which all equals 180. We talked about this the other day. It doesn't matter what the triangle looks like. They all three look completely different. Okay, this is an obtuse triangle, this is an acute triangle, this is a right triangle. They're all completely different, but the angles inside of them all equal 180 degrees. Okay, so that's just like the main focus of today's lesson. We have to use that, what we learned the other day. So just keep in mind, it doesn't matter what the triangle looks like, all the angles inside equal 180 degrees when you add them up. So it says, let triangle ABC be given on the ray from B to C. So first of all, a ray is like an arrow. So it's just telling you up here in this portion how to draw the picture that they've given you. And then we're going to have to start naming some stuff. So on A, it says name the 3 interior angles of a triangle. When you're naming an angle, you want to name things with 3 different letters. The angle that you're looking at needs to be in the middle. So if I'm looking at angle A, there's 2 different ways I could name that angle. Okay, that looks like an L right there that I just drew, but that means angle. You could start with B, A, C, so you could name it B, A, C, or you could name it C, A, B. The important part is that A is in the middle of the angle. If we look at this angle right here with the B, it could be named 2 different things. It could be named angle A, B, C, or it could also be named angle C, B, A. The most important thing is that that B is in the middle. And then the last interior angle or inside angle of that triangle is the C, but we have to name it with 3 letters. So you could name it angle A, C, B, or you could also name it angle BCA, either way. So those are the 3 interior angles of that triangle. Then it says name the straight angle. That just means name an angle that is a straight line. And you can tell right here, I'm going to draw over it. That is a straight line. So we're going to name that with 3 letters. It starts with a B, moves on to C, and then it goes to D. So the straight angle, or the one that makes a 180-degree angle, is BCD. Okay, I'm going to erase what I've written so far so we can focus on some other stuff when we look at our next question. It says, what kind of angles are angle ABC, so this angle right here that I've colored in, and angle E, so here it is, ECD. Now the picture has 2 red lines. On your paper, they don't look red because we can't make colored copies. But if you look at the 2 red lines, those are parallel lines. These 2 angles that I've colored in right here, they're like in the exact same spot on the line, but just on a different line. So that makes these angles corresponding angles. Sorry about my handwriting. What we know about corresponding angles is they are equal or congruent. I'm going to write congruent. That just means they equal each other. Okay, this one says, what kind of angles are angle BAC and ECA? So I'm going to erase what I have written here. I'm going to do it in green. BAC, so here's this angle right here in green. And E, so here's E, C, A, these angles right here. So those are inside the parallel lines, but they're on opposite sides of this little transversal right here, which means that they are alternate, and since they're inside those parallel lines, it would be interior angles. And what we know about those is that they are also congruent. So if I know that one of those angles is 12, then the other one is 12. That means they're equal to each other. Okay, so now we're on exploratory challenge number 2. It says the figure below shows 2 parallel lines. I am going to actually make those red for you so you can see what I'm talking about right here and right here. These are the parallel lines that they are talking about. Okay, they will never cross each other. And then we just have all these different lines. We have a line M that crosses them, and we also have a line N that crosses them. It says, name the triangle in the figure. Well, hopefully you can see that we do have a triangle right here, here, and here. Do you see that blue triangle? That is the triangle in our picture. So we need to name that, and when we name stuff, we name it with 3 angles. So I'm going to draw a picture of a triangle. That means triangle. Doesn't matter what order your letters are in. I'm just going to start with B, then the next letter would be C, and the next letter is F. That's our triangle. It says, name a straight angle that would be useful in proving that the sum of the measures of the interior angles is 180. So we just need to pick a straight angle. There's quite a few of them that we could use. I am going to use this one right here that I just highlighted in blue. We're just going to name that. So it would be angle. That's not an L. That means angle. G, F, and then E. All right, it says write your proof below. We are not going to do that. So the thing here is just being able to label your angles with 3 letters and your triangles with 3 letters. So on your homework assignment, I'm going to actually show you a couple different things really quick, because there's a problem on your homework assignment that looks pretty different. So this is on your problem set. We're going to read through this first problem. The first and the second problem are very similar. Okay, in the diagram below, line AB is parallel to CD. The measure of ABC is 28 degrees. That's what they're talking about right here, is 28 degrees. The measure of EDC is 42 degrees. We want to find CED. We want to know this angle right here that I just highlighted in blue. So there's a couple things we're going to have to do here in order to figure out how to solve this. So the first thing I'm going to use is alternate interior angles. So I know that this angle right here is 28 degrees. So this angle right here is also 28 degrees because they are alternate interior angles, which means they are congruent. In order to find the angle that we want, now I have 2 angles inside of a triangle. So I know that all the angles inside the triangle equal 180. I'm going to add the 2 angles that I have up already, which is 28 plus 42, 70 degrees. So what I'm going to do is actually subtract that from 180, and I'm going to get 110 degrees, which is what we are wanting. This angle right here would be 110. So the answer to this question is angle CED equals 110 degrees. Very similar to this one, okay? It gives us different angles. We need to figure out what angle it wants us to find, and it's saying find the measure of angle BED. So let's figure out where that is. Here's B, here's E, here's D. So this is the angle that we want right here. We're going to use the same steps we did last time. We're going to use alternate interior angles. So 38 here and 38 here. Those are alternate interior angles. We are going to figure out what this angle is right here. So we're going to take 180 minus these two combined, which would be 38 plus 16. That's 54 degrees. So I'm going to take 180 minus 54, and I get 126 degrees. That's right here. I'm going to erase that so you can't, there's like a circle there. So the angle that we're wanting is this angle outside right here. We just found the angle inside, which was 126. And the angles that I'm looking at right here, these two make a straight line. And I know a straight line equals 180 degrees. So I'm going to take 180 minus 126. Those are a linear pair. They make a 180 degree angle together right here. And that gives me 54 degrees. So the answer to this is angle BED equals 54 degrees. So those are the first two answers on your problem set. I'm going to do a couple more with you. So this is number 3. This one is a little more difficult because it doesn't put the numbers or the angle measures in there with you. You have to do it yourself. So it says the measure of angle ABE is 56 degrees. So go ahead and write that in on your paper. It's 56 degrees. So here's E, D, C, this little angle right in here is 22 degrees. And I can't write that small, but you see where it is, 22 degrees. Find the measure of angle BED. And I'm going to highlight where we are looking. We're looking for this right here. So we have to actually extend this little line right here so that we can make a triangle and use the different types of angles that we know how to use. So what I'm going to do first is this is 56, so this is 56 right here because those are alternate interior angles. And then I can do this one of two ways. I'm going to figure out what this one is right here, the third angle in your triangle. So I'm going to take 180 minus 56 plus 22. So I'm going to subtract 78 because 56 plus 22 is 78. So the third angle in our triangle right here is 102. We know that the angle that I just wrote in and the angle with the yellow are straight angles, or it's supplementary, or you could say linear pair. Whatever it is, it makes a straight line, and we know a straight line is 180. So I'm going to take 180 minus 102, and I'm going to get 78 degrees. So the answer to 3 is angle BED equals 78 degrees. The rest of these are like what we've already done. You have a missing angle in your triangle and they want you to figure out what it is. So all you have to do is take them all. I put an X in there because that just means it's missing. Add them all up. That's an 8, sorry. And set it equal to 180. This is like what we did the other day. 64 plus 83 is 147. My last step in solving this is I'm going to subtract 147 from both sides. And I would get that X is equal to 33 degrees. And that's how you do the rest of them on here. I'm going to make sure that there's nothing different. So on this one where you have an X, X, and an X, you do the same thing. You're going to take X plus X plus X equals 180. I know that if I have an x plus an x plus an x, that means I actually have 3 x's. So your equation would be 3x equals 180. All you have to do to solve that is divide 180 by 3, and then you figure out what all 3 of the angles are. Number 9, you guys can try it, but we are not going to grade that one. Okay? So that is our lesson today.